Do you dread creating content because you just don't know what to post next and you feel like you really could use systems that facilitate the entire content creating process? In this video, I want to show you an efficient and effective way that you can approach your entire content planning process so that it is just more streamlined and less daunting. I will specifically be talking about how you can identify your main content type and your main content platform so that you can focus most of your energy on that and then utilize that content to create other supporting content to use on other platforms. In other words, you're going to master the art of repurposing. Before that, I want to step back and really provide a general guideline that you can use when creating any content plan. The first thing that you want to do is set very specific goals for your business because your content really wants to focus on helping you achieve those goals. I previously made a video in which I talk about how you can determine your business goals and purpose and specific content pillars and categories. So you can go ahead and watch that previous video for a more in-depth analysis on what that means. You can find that video linked in the description box below. The second thing you want to do is to determine your ideal audience, your ideal consumer that you want to be speaking to with your content. You want to really research what they like, what their interests are, what their challenges and pain points are. And I also previously made a video about identifying your ideal audience. The third thing you want to do is to research what your competitors are doing. Research and take notes, observe what other people in the realm that you occupy and the niche that you are in. Look at what they are doing. So this really touches on the concept of not reinventing the wheel. You don't want to ever copy exactly what anyone does, but there are certain systems and strategies that already work for the type of product you provide and the services that you offer. So just go ahead and take note on what's already working on a general scale. So for example, you want to be paying attention to the channels that they are using, the different platforms that they are using, the frequency at which they post, what are they posting, what type of content and language do they use. You also want to be paying close attention to who is following them, because if those brands appeal to you and you are inspired by them, chances are that your ideal audience and client are also following them as well. So you really want to pay attention to all of these things that your competitor is doing to be successful and to put out the type of content that is resonating with their ideal customers and ideal clients and consumers. And now for number 4, which is what this video will be focusing on, which is how to approach, how to set and determine a content plan that is effective and efficient for your business. Number 5 is you really want to have this automated and streamlined by selecting a scheduling system for the content that you're putting out. If you're interested in this topic, then let me know in the comment section so I can go ahead and make videos regarding that. Now for the meat of this video, which is number 4, which was to create a content plan effectively and efficiently. Okay, so as I mentioned, the idea is to identify your main content type and content platform that you will be selecting for your business, and then creating supporting content on other platforms based on that initial main content. That was a lot of words. Let me break that down for you. So let's start by defining what your main content is. Your main content is also known as your hero content or your macro content. And this is what your content will mainly focus on, the type of content that you will mainly be investing your energy and your time into. This is the content type that is most ideal to your specific ideal audience and that has better chances of reaching an even wider audience. Some examples of hero content can be video, audio, a blog, your email. So for example, what I mean by video is maybe YouTube. What I mean by audio is maybe a podcast. So those are just some examples of the different types of main content that you can select for your business. And I really want to make note again that whatever you select is very specific to your specific ideal audience, your specific business purpose and goals, and your interest, what you even enjoy doing. So for example, let's start with your ideal customer, your ideal consumer. Where are they currently found? That is the platform that you mainly want to focus on, because you already know that you can find these people that you want to reach there. So it's just a no-brainer, right? You want to be where they are already at. You really want to make sure that the hero content or the macro content that you are selecting really facilitates you getting closer to your goals. It is aligned with what you want to reach and the milestones that you're trying to accomplish with your business. And make sure that you are selecting something that you actually enjoy doing. So for example, maybe the thought of being on video completely makes your stomach turn. Like you cannot even imagine showing up on video. That is understandable. It's a hard thing to do and not everyone wants to do it. So maybe you love writing and you just prefer expressing yourself through words, and in which case perhaps a blog or an email newsletter would work better for you as your hero content. So my best advice for you is to choose the path of least resistance. Choose the content type that comes most natural to you and that you really enjoy doing the most out of the other content types that you could potentially be doing. So once you select your hero or macro content type, for example, video, audio, writing, once you select the type, now you want to ask yourself, how will I be distributing this hero content? So for example, if you choose video, then perhaps your platform for distribution is going to be YouTube. If you select audio, then you need to start thinking about different podcast platforms that you can select to distribute your podcast. If you enjoy writing, then you can start thinking about where to set up your blog. For example, will you be using Squarespace? Will you be using WordPress, etc.? You just really want to start thinking about the platforms that you can utilize to get your hero content out there. Okay, so now that you've straightened out what hero content type you want to select and how you will be distributing it, now we can talk about the magic of repurposing. So the next thing that you want to ask yourself is, what other platforms can you use to repurpose the points that you touched on with your hero content? Will you be using Instagram? Will you be using Pinterest? Will you be using TikTok? Will you be using your email newsletter? Will you be using Facebook? You get the point. Basically, you want to select a supporting platform that will help you reach even wider audiences. And the key here is that you don't pick too many platforms. Honestly, if you're starting off with just detailing out your content plan, I highly suggest that you only select 1 to 2 other supporting platforms to begin. And once you get a handle of that, then you can start expanding to other platforms. So for example, if you film YouTube videos as your hero content, then your supporting platforms can be Instagram or TikTok, or you can film quick short form videos that align and support the content that you talked about on your YouTube videos. Or if you write blogs, an example of your micro or supporting content platforms could be Instagram and Pinterest. And I want to note that your micro content can take on different forms. So for example, if you select Instagram as your supporting platform, then you can utilize Instagram stories, feed carousels, reels, IGTVs. You can utilize the different content types within that platform to repurpose the points from your initial hero content, which was in this case your blog or your YouTube videos. So again, the idea is to repurpose your hero content into tidbits, into smaller segments, smaller pieces that then can be used on other supporting platforms. So as a demonstration, I want to give you an example through my content plan. I want to show you how this process looks like for me. So my hero content is video form, and my distribution platform is YouTube. Because I've had a YouTube channel previously and I've been creating content for a while now, I decided to select multiple platforms for my micro content, but you don't have to do this. You honestly, if you're starting off, pick one or two. The ones that I picked were Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, and my email newsletter. And it sounds like a lot, but I'm gonna show you how it really isn't. Okay, so my hero content is honestly what takes the longest because I do a lot of research for my YouTube videos and my outlines are very detailed. So after I outline and film a YouTube video, I will do the following. I will use the content that I elaborated on my YouTube channel to make informative stories on my Instagram that I can then use as Instagram highlights. I will use the concepts I talk about to create feed carousels that can serve as shareable content for my audience. And I will film reels that again contain key points from that YouTube video that I filmed. I will film a TikTok based off of my YouTube video, which, by the way, I will most likely use as my Instagram reel as well. I will also share that same reel or TikTok on Pinterest as an idea pin to reach a much wider community on there. And finally, I will send out an email to my email newsletter subscribers that contains the key points of the video, and that will also include the link to my YouTube video so that they can hopefully go ahead and watch it. Although this may seem like a lot to some of you, it really isn't, because again, the hard part was creating the initial outline. After that, I really am just copying and pasting different key points from that into different content types that I'm putting out there on different platforms. So that is just a general process of what I do. There is definitely more detail that I will gladly get into if you're interested in, but now I really want to zoom out and look at the big picture again. The big picture is that one, we spent the bulk of our energy creating content for our hero platform, and then from that we just repurposed, really. We just found new ways to utilize that same information so that it can reach different audiences. The amazing thing about this is that you will be increasing your reach dramatically without necessarily doing more work. I really hope that this was helpful. If you want something in greater detail, if this is something that interests you, please let me know and I will gladly stir something up for you so that you can have even more information and more details so you can do this on your own efficiently and effectively. If you really need a lot of guidance and you're just like up to here, you're frustrated, you're like, I just need help, I need someone to work with me one-on-one, you can definitely sign up to work with me. I can help you create a custom content strategy at a very affordable price. And this is something that we do together to really create a content plan that works best for your business and your ideal audience. And one last thing, I've created a couple of freebies that are intended to help you with your overall content strategy and content plan. So if you're interested in just boosting your reach with your content and increasing your sales, go ahead and access those freebies. You can find the links to those in the description box below. That's going to be it for today's video. If you are a woman on your solopreneur journey, definitely subscribe to my channel and please follow me on Instagram. I really am trying to form a community of other women trying to grow their online business. So with that being said, go ahead and watch some of my other videos so you can elevate your content strategy, and stay tuned for the next video because it's going to be a good one. All right, I'll see you in the next one.